Hey, it's Josh here. I just want to take a quick second before we get started to express our gratitude and appreciation to anyone who's listening, whether you're consuming this by download, whether you're listening on our website or following us on Instagram or TikTok, however that is. We thank you. Doing that lets us know, hey, that there's somebody out there. And as long as we're entertaining one person, then it just makes everything worth it. So on behalf of myself and everyone here at Game Rage, thank you. All right, now enjoy the show.
So you want to listen to a pretty all-right podcast about wrestling, do ya?
Well, the natural lad, Jet Swag, has said time and time again that there's only one podcast that's the most decent and the most all-rightest in the industry today.
And that's it's the Game Rage Wrasslin Podcast. All right, here we are for what was a hiatus, it seemed like.
Hey, it's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute. However, this is now the 5th episode of Game Rage Wrasslin Podcast.
Wrasslin.
Oh, man, I'm pretty excited. And as usual, I'm here. My name's Josh, and I'm also here with Adam.
Howdy.
And I'm here with Frank.
What's up?
Hey, pull the microphone a little closer to you.
Sorry.
All right, good. All right. So today we wanted to discuss a current event in wrestling.
It is a world-breaking, world-shattering,
world-changing
yes,
event.
life-changing.
It's a big deal in Canada, therefore the world.
Therefore.
I mean, actually, it actually probably is a big deal in Canada.
It actually kind of is. At this point, this person is a national monument of Canada, I believe. As with any Canadian wrestler, much like Bret Hart is a national treasure in the eyes of Canadians.
Of the Canadians, yeah, that's true. And this wrestler in particular we're talking about is Edge.
Adam Copeland.
That is his real name. So he has recently made the jump from the WWE over to the AEW. Now, we kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday, but he basically just buried everybody that he worked with in fucking
Yes, he did.
WWE. I mean, he didn't put anyone over.
He didn't put anyone over. Like, whatever matches he lost were like
just
nothing. Didn't really matter anyways.
Right.
It was when it came to the pay-per-views, like, he won. And the one that comes to mind, the most recent memory, is WrestleMania, whatever number we're on right now.
Yeah.
Or now they're doing shapes and colors, like fucking
why don't they just fucking make it the year? Just WrestleMania 23, WrestleMania 24. We can't because we've already hit those numbers.
I think it's because they don't want to seem like outdated or old or whatever.
But to me,
the prestige is in the number.
But it's not. It's like the
legacy.
It's like the Super Bowl, though. It's like just make it. It's like Madden. Just make it Madden, NFL, WWE 2020, WrestleMania 2023, WrestleMania 2024. That's fucking the way to do it.
Yeah, I don't get it. But anyways.
WrestleMania Square, WrestleMania Blue,
WrestleMania the Cowboy Star, whatever. But yeah, so recently, one of the people that he. Before he even gets to the WrestleMania fucking thing, he wrestled against Sheamus.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've ever wrestled in their entirety of either one's career. So this was like their first match and their last match. And Edge fucking won, dude. And you usually go on your back when you lose or when you retire. But apparently Edge is like, I'll do it my way, and the motherfucker left. He beat Sheamus, but also the other thing was like the WrestleMania thing. He beat Finn Balor in I think what was a steel cage.
Yeah, it was a Hell in a Cell match, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And this was kind of like the ultimate chapter of their feud, because I think it was like Edge coming back from being away for a minute and not being the leader of the Judgment Day itself.
Right. Yeah.
And fuck, if anybody needed a win in their column, it was Finn Balor, because he hasn't held. I don't think he's held a title like in 6 years, or the world heavyweight title in 6 years. Like, he's been, I think, the IC champion a few times, and but otherwise he's been in obscurity for like the longest time.
Well,
and to beat Edge would be like
would be
a hallmark moment.
Yeah, get him back into the spotlight.
Yeah,
you know?
and it didn't happen that way. And I'm like, okay, so this motherfucker, and like I said, I do enjoy Edge as like a wrestler and everything, but I don't know what that means for him to go to AEW. Like, I don't think it's going to be any better. He's basically going to do what he wants there because, you know, it's kind of, I don't know why I have to make the comparison to like WCW, but like that motherfucker is going to do what he wants. Like,
yeah, well, and I think that's what some of the allure is for them to drag those guys over because they can't pay you WWE fucking UFC fucking money, okay? They just can't do it.
But they could pay you handsomely.
Yeah, like, you can still get paid, but instead of you maybe working at the WWE and, getting paid more, but you're going to do more work for it, here you go, you got less dates to do, and on top of that,
you can still go to like conventions,
you can do whatever you want, and you can just do whatever you want. That's the difference, is you get the freedom, and then also, since they're smaller than the WWE. They're the number 2, I guess. You can literally say, I could just go back to being number 1 because they fucking will take me. And
Cody Rhodes.
What are you going to do? Yeah, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to let me do what I want to do, or am I just going to fuck off and go back here? And so they're going to be beholden to you and say, yeah, you know what? You're a big name. Yeah, we'll let you just keep doing what you want to do.
In the worst case for why I think Edge is going to be able to do, or rather Adam Copeland is going to do what he wants, is because the CM Punk thing, like he walked all over him in that interview where he's like calling everybody that he's worked with fucking children, and Tony Khan didn't say fucking shit. Like, he just sat there and took it. Like, I mean, it's easy for me to say if I were the boss, like I would keep his ass in check, or like, hey, this interview's over, like that's the end of it, right?
But then you kind of prove his point when you do that.
Meaning what?
Like, if you end the interview because you're being insulted, is you being childish?
Maybe not at the end of the interview, but at least fucking respond. Don't sit doing nothing. Is the worst. That is the worst fucking thing you could have done. Yeah. Because you're just letting him walk all over you.
Yeah, because it's like the Eric Bischoff thing, is that everybody walked all over him, and that's part of the problem why like Hogan was so in control of like what could happen as far as like the storylines would go, right? So like Tony Khan, like if fucking Edge is gonna come in, what do you expect him to do? He's gonna do like whatever storylines he wants to run with, as far as like people he wants to mingle with. Allegedly, he wants to work with FTR, fuck the Revival, because some of the people within the Revival, they helped him get to where he was to be physically fit to wrestle once more.
Yeah.
And now that CM Punk's out of the picture, they're thinking that Edge and Fuck the Revival are probably going to be like a trios team potentially to contend for like the
trios title.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be kind of cool. I don't necessarily. I would like to see Edge do that. If he's going to do, or Adam, is that what he's going by? He's going by Adam Copeland?
He's going by Adam Copeland.
Well, if that's what I would like to see him do. I don't want to see him fucking be in a regular ass tag team. I don't want to see him be a singles be the champion, because like, again, we've seen this multiple times.
Dude, the worst offense will be if MJF loses the title to fucking Adam Copeland.
That would be the biggest fucking mistake that could ever be made. That guy does not need to fucking drop the title unless it's going to be this multi-fucking match feud, and Edge will get the title. They'll trade it back and forth a few times, but you cannot fucking let just that happen. You just can't let that happen.
They also have something going on with like the Undisputed Era, like wanting Adam Cole to be part of like their, because there's like the Roderick Strong story. It's like he feels like he's being cut out of like their friendship, and now it's like MJF and Adam Cole being best buddies and shit. They got to let that play out. Like they bottom line had to let that play out, and if they have fucking like Edge come in, or rather Adam Copeland come into like the main event picture, I'm like, I don't like it. I don't think it should happen.
I don't think it should either, and I hope that. Because, again, I don't know the fucking inner dealings of how the fuck they run this company, all right? Because none of us are there, so none of us really know. We
Yeah,
only can
it's
go
all
off
speculation.
of it's all speculation, and we can only go off of what we see. And the track record has appeared to be where they just let the guys who have a name do whatever the fuck they want. And they just cater to them. They kowtow to them, and if they throw a fit, then they say, okay, fine, you can do it.
What are the positions that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega have? They're like executive.
They're executive vice presidents of things. I don't know exactly what they are.
Knows,
yeah,
I don't know what that
they're
means.
They're just referred to as executive vice presidents.
But they hold authority over everybody else, right? Like,
yeah,
they can,
in theory, yes, they do. And that's why I didn't really believe the whole CM Punk thing at the beginning was because me as an executive, if I was the CEO, right? If I was the Tony Khan of AEW, you could never let some fucking talent disrespect guys who are in positions of authority that you put in there and let them just get away with it. There's no fucking way that this guy would be gone, never to fucking return.
or even having them as like some type of management, whatever they do. They, like, all the wrestlers have to be on equal terms. Like, I don't think you could ever have them be executive.
You can't. Yeah, I don't think that's something because
unless they're retired. They're retired,
right? They can't be active because again, Kenny Omega had the title for a fucking while, and it's like, okay, how does that look? Cody Rhodes did the right thing by fighting for it, but then he got himself in kayfabe to where he could never wrestle for the big title again.
Yeah.
And what did he do? He went to the middle of the road titles and he made them fucking worth something because he held them. That TNT title, he was one of the, I think he was like the first guy to fucking have it, maybe, or the second guy. He fucking had that title. He made it. He gave it prestige, and then he fucking dropped it to somebody and didn't fucking win it again because that was what his role was. If you're the guy making decisions on storyline shit, you should not be putting yourself in the position to be the champion or to
unless you're Triple H.
Sure, that's the exception to the rule.
In a funny way.
Yeah. But I think that's where you have to draw the line. And as the owner of the company, you should be saying, nah, man, I get it. You guys were here at the beginning, and that's cool. But like, if you want to be involved on the business side of this thing, you can't fucking wrestle, or you can't wrestle you can wrestle, but you will never fucking hold a title.
Yeah,
you just can't do it because
it's like having your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, it's fucked up because then all that breeds dissent just amongst all the other guys.
Yeah,
because then they're like, well, fuck, man, you're the one making the decisions, and you're getting all the TV time, and you're getting all the belts, and you're getting fucking everything handed to you. Like, fuck, man, what is there left for us to do? Nothing. So, and then bringing in guys who are big names, you're just disenfranchising
everybody else.
The people who've come in from the beginning that were nobodies or that were just like Sammy Guevara, right? He was a big indie star, never really was in the WWE, had no fame, no real major fame until he came to AEW, which was a nationally syndicated program. And he's put in the fucking work. He's done the time. He's done the stuff. I think he's a good wrestler, a great wrestler. And you have someone like fucking Adam Copeland come in who is let's be honest, he's a nostalgia act and he's a name. And you let him fucking do shit. And it's like, well, now what's happening with this guy who is here and should be given opportunities to do stuff? Well, this is a slot that's being taken up by a fucking old guy, essentially. And I get it if you want to bring in veterans like, fucking Sting. When Sting came in, and I don't know how often Sting makes appearances now, but like Sting came in and he fucking was like helping Darby Allin fucking become.
Yeah, he's more like a mentor,
right,
like advisor.
And that's where guys who are and let's be honest, I know Edge just came back a few years ago from never being able to wrestle, and
so did Daniel Bryan.
Right.
Bryan
Danielson. Right, yeah. And I'm sure that they're living out their, hey man, there was some shit that I was told I could never wrestle again, so I didn't get to finish what I wanted to do. I get that. But Edge has pretty much done every fucking thing that could be done in a career. And yes, winning the Trios title is something that sure he hasn't done. So I'd be cool with that because he's additionally elevating the FTR, maybe make a cool little stable out of it. But I don't think he needs to be in the main event fucking picture. I don't think that's something that I want to see.
At least not right away.
Definitely not right away. I mean, honestly, I don't think probably ever that needs to fucking happen. It's gonna fucking happen, though.
Dude, if the one person I felt bad for, and maybe only in kayfabe, it was like Christian, because they showed his face. Man. They showed his face. I'm like, he's like, oh my god. He's like, I'm going right back to being second fiddle again.
And that's gotta fucking suck, man. Because
he's like, this was my fucking place, dude. Like,
and honestly, I mean, listen, Christian wasn't there from the fucking beginning.
He wasn't there from the beginning, yes.
But he when he came in, AEW wasn't where it was now. He helped make it get there. He helped it. He didn't fucking detract from it. I can tell you that much. And
now he's got the cool dad gimmick or whatever.
Yeah, and he's like helping to mentor some of the younger guys.
Luchasaurus.
Yeah, and like that's fucking cool. That is something that Adam Copeland should be doing. Not coming in and wrestling and I mean, sure, if he wants to wrestle, that's fine. But not taking up a major fucking slot because, again, you're just going to bury fucking guys that could have utilized that TV time that he's going to be taking up because he don't fucking need it. And I get it. You're trying to draw people in and attract them, but it's like that double-edged sword, man. Like, what do you do, you know? What do you do with them? You got to have them. You're paying for them. It's like the CM Punk thing. You were still paying for them, so okay, you're gonna open up this new show. You're gonna give it to him, make it his show. Oh, how long did that fucking last? Fucking
yeah. They're
2
definitely
months?
gonna have them on Collision because it's like because I don't know how well it's doing in terms of ratings.
Yeah,
but I think it's definitely dipped because of CM Punk's absence. So it's like okay, now we have a megastar. We got to put him on the B show.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the B show.
But isn't that kind of what happened with, was it TNT or was the other one called TNA? Remember when they took like Ric Flair, Hogan, and all them, and it was just them for the longest time, and they just never really freaking did anything with the lesser stars.
Well,
They did make the main event Mafia eventually, and that was kind of like that was pretty cool.
yeah. But again, see TNA, and that was where they separated it. Is they offered us the nostalgia acts that we fucking wanted
And
to
they
see.
put them all in like a super group.
Yeah, they put them in a super stable and fucking made them basically dominate everybody. And yeah, that was cool to see for a while, but it ran its course and then that was it. Okay.
But
It's
also,
done.
like, that's an opportunity to build up the faces of the company. If
Right.
if it was like AJ Styles or Samoa
Yeah,
Joe,
that's what they did.
To push them and say like, oh, this is the person that's going to break this stable up, and once again, the titles will belong to like other people, and then maybe they themselves become the TNA champion or whatever, like,
Right, yeah.
whatever the world heavyweight champion is for TNA.
Yeah. And yeah, that's one way that for sure that could be done, and it could be done in a good way. But I don't know. I just think that for Christian, going back to that though, that's got to suck because yeah, he helped fucking get it to where it is now, and then you're just gonna bring in the guy who's the big again of the tag team. Yeah, it sucks to admit because I like Christian, but yeah, Edge
had the look. I don't think he has like the mic skills or whatever. He always seems like, because I know his gimmick is like being the rated R superstar,
yeah.
But he seems like a nice guy as opposed to like being the like threatening individual.
Right.
Like I never saw him as threatening. Like his physique, yes, but as a personality, not so much. Like I don't see it. But yeah, like Edge, between Edge and Christian, Edge was the person that you would obviously see as like main event material. Like
yeah. Well, it's that whole thing about when they talk of tag teams. Okay, who's the Jannetty, right? Because you had Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, the Rockers. And,
Yeah.
okay, obviously Shawn Michaels became fucking Shawn Michaels,
Yeah.
and Marty Jannetty basically fell off into obscurity.
Yeah, not that he
So
wasn't
he
great
became
either,
right.
but yeah.
But became the guy that got famous for being friends with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, basically. But again, and not that he wasn't a great wrestler, because I like Marty Jannetty. I thought he was a good. He put on some entertaining matches, but you always have that in a tag team. Is one of them becomes majorly successful, and then the other one kind of doesn't. And I don't know if there's an example that I can think of where it was two guys that came in as a tag team in the beginning, and then got big, and then one of the separated, and then both of them.
I guess you could
equally
say
as
the
big.
Shield. I think you could say the Shield because John Moxley or what was his name in Dean Ambrose?
Oh yeah.
Because they were a tag team between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose as tag teams. I mean, I know they're separate companies, but John Moxley eventually became AEW champion, and so did Seth Rollins,
Right.
being like a main event title holder.
But then they're both the Jannetties because Roman Reigns became the longest reigning or is essentially the longest
But my
reigning.
point being is that they all held the main title of each company that they were in at some point.
Sure.
If not all at the same time. Like I think at some point, I think Seth Rollins had the world heavyweight title.
Yeah.
What's his face had the what is it called? The undisputed Universal WWE Championship was Roman Reigns, and John Moxley is the AEW title. I think last year was like
I think he had the New Japan title too, one of the New Japan titles.
okay, but
Not recently, I don't think, but
as far as like all of them having the same trajectory, that's like the only thing I could think of where all the members came out ahead on equal grounds, I suppose.
Well, like I said, they're definitely not on equal grounds because Roman Reigns is the clear fucking top guy in that matter. But I do think, yeah, the other two came out equally, I think, for sure. Because they're, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, or John Moxley now, I guess is what he's called, right? Or has been called. They're basically, the same level in two different companies. They're not really in the main event picture per se, and they're kind of just doing their own thing. I mean, Moxley is the crazy fucking mental patient guy, and then Seth Rollins is the crazy Joker genius kind of fucking guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that character on Seth Rollins. I think it's pretty good. I do not like John Moxley's fucking. He tried to be Stone Cold a little bit. And then it turned into just him being a psychopath.
Yeah,
like a Mick Foley.
You like it's like it's not snuff films.
It's like the hardcore thing.
It's the hardcore thing.
Yeah,
because I think that was something that they were criticizing him about. Is that if they let, if Vince McMahon let Dean Ambrose be more of himself, that it would be nothing but those matches. That it would him being like doing
cutting himself the whole
time. Getting bludgeoned by like a bat with barbed wire on it, like Mick Foley did. Like those would be like the cheap pops, I guess you could say. Is that he's relying on those things to become a main eventer or whatever. And now that like he's in AEW, like dude, for like the subreddits to talk about this so frequently and say like, dude, how come like every fucking pay-per-view or whatever AEW has, because I know they only realistically have like 4 actual pay-per-views, and then they have like television pay-per-view,
like special events.
But every single one of them features John Moxley at some point getting sticks stuck in his head or bleeding or some shit, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, like, you know, enough is enough at some point.
Yeah. Did you see the one when he became like punished fucking Snake, and he got stabbed in the eye with a fucking screwdriver, and then he was wearing this fucking eye patch?
Oh, no,
and it was a straight Metal Gear Solid fucking eye patch.
Oh, wow, no.
That one was kind of cool. I will admit that. That was a very interesting thing to see. But
I do appreciate like him being so passionate and willing to sacrifice his body. But dude, come on, like we don't want to see you fucking die in the ring or do crazy shit all the time.
And it's not just that. It's okay, we've seen what he can do as a character before this, and how he's not like it's not like he has to just, that's his only gimmick. He doesn't need to just rely on doing crazy shit. He can be, he's a good wrestler. He's a pretty good fucking actor. He can be fucking a better character than just fucking this hardcore whatever thing, which is, I know that's what he wants to do, but we've seen them say, hey man, like when he was in the WWE, like, all right man, you're not doing that shit, but here, let's try this on. And he pulled it off. I felt like the Dean Ambrose that he was there, that character, he fucking did that well. So,
or as well as he could do it within the means of like the WWE.
Of the system, right. So I think that he could do something if he changed his character up a little bit and went not necessarily being the crazy hardcore fucking gimmick that he is now. Basically, I think he could do much better than kind of where he's at.
So again, like I think it's tangentially related, but again, for John Moxley, he basically gets to do whatever he wants with his in persona character for AEW, right? Yeah. So how could we expect Adam Copeland to be any different? Is that he won't be an exception? Like,
no, he will be an even greater example of that, because they're not going to tell him no on anything, because again, what could he do? I'll just leave. And they have already set the bad precedent with this whole CM Punk fucking thing, because I'm sure, and again, I don't know everything, but it just seems like they were probably not wanting him to do some things that he wanted to do. I think that's how this whole thing got fucking started. In reality, is they maybe were trying to rein him in a little, and he fucking threw a tantrum, and well, this is how you ended up with it.
And I get it, because somebody like that feels like they have the authority to command what they should what they believe they can do in the company.
Yeah.
Because he is such a draw or was at the time for AEW, that he thinks he's like above whatever Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks could do within like AEW itself, and it's like I kind of get that, but I don't know, man. Sometimes you just gotta know your role. Like,
yeah, well, I think that in sports in general, and wrestling's no exception to this, is that there's two different like things that balance each other. One of them is obviously talent, right? And then the other is I call it your level of shitheadedness. Because everybody who's fucking talented has a certain aspect of shitheadedness or fuckery going on with them. And as long as your talent, no matter how minimally it is greater than your level of fuckery or shitheadedness, you will be allowed to still exist.
Get away with stuff.
And get away with things. But the second your talent level dips below your level of shitheadedness and your shitheadedness is now greater, you're done. You're out of here. They will fucking bounce you. Like, it happens in fucking football. You see it on, like, in baseball too. You see it in every fucking sporting event that exists. Is eventually there's this guy who, yes, he's very talented, but he's a fucking shithead. And the second his talent level drops down and the shitheadedness is too high, get him the fuck out of here. We don't want to deal with him. And I think that was kind of what happened with the CM Punk thing, is they were tolerating his shitheadedness, and then once they realized, maybe he's not as talented as we thought he was,
or it's just not
or
worth
it's not worth the level of his level of shitheadedness is he's still maybe super talented, but his level of his talent level may be 100, which is the highest rating you could get, let's say, but his shitheadedness level is 150, and it's like, nope, this is not fucking worth it. Even if he was a 125 talent, still not fucking worth the 150 level of shithead.
But also, I mean, working in a wrestling company, you kind of have to be somebody that vouches for yourself all the time too, because like you're vouching for yourself to be the top dog, right? And when you cut a promo, you're saying, I'm the best in the company.
Yeah.
I sell more shirts. I'm the top person that everybody loves in the company.
Yeah, but that's the shit that happens with like rock stars and shit. If you start placing yourself on a high pedestal, eventually you're gonna fall off. And if you are fucking what's the word? Humble, it's a short fall. But if you're a fucking shithead that I am the greatest thing that ever happened to this industry, I am this, I am that, and then you start believing your own shit when you're just trying to be a fucking dick, you become a whole new level of fucking I can say that word.
Egotistical, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, once you start buying your own shit, that's when shit gets bad.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. And I'm not saying, like I said, this is specifically talking about the CM Punk thing, but I don't think Adam Copeland is a shithead. I think he's a generally nice guy.
Yeah.
And I think that he probably wants to do certain things. And my hope,
he's not a good guy, dude.
What do you mean?
He watches anime. He's a pedophile.
He's a pedophile.
And he steals other dudes' wives.
Dude, you know that motherfucker was on like a Canadian television show that was like,
what?
It was
a Canadian was on a Canadian TV
It was a cop show in Nova Scotia, on the farthest end of fucking Canada. Like, the weird part of Canada.
95% of Canada lives on the border of the U.S.
Like the part, the one that South Park made fun of. It's great, now I can perform autonomy with my boys. Like, that's exactly how they talk. That was the show, dude. It's like it took place in that portion of Canada, and he was a fucking cop or some shit. I gotta look up.
Was that in between when he couldn't wrestle, or was that?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was like maybe sometime after, like he.
Because didn't that show come out at the same time as that TV version of Fargo with?
Maybe.
Why he was on that?
What's his name? Ewan McGregor.
Oh, maybe.
Because they were supposed to do this Obi-Wan series like a long time ago, but he was busy doing Fargo.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Sanctuary,
that's the name of it?
Yeah.
Sanctuary. Oh, never should have taught him that word.
Yeah, it was Sanctuary. Oh, okay. It was a sci-fi fantasy television. But he was on something else that, I don't know, dude. But anyways, the point being, the motherfucker, took he himself took the leap into acting as well, although not quite as successfully as John Cena or the infamous Rock.
Yeah, I mean, I think listen, any of the guys who are anybody in wrestling
Or Dave Bautista.
Yeah, eventually did something in acting. I mean, Triple H was in some shit. Fucking what's his name? Randy Orton was in some shit. Jericho was in some shit. Everybody's kind of been in some shit that had any kind of notoriety. Because that once The Rock fucking became The Rock, that was then the move to say, oh well, now we can do this.
Yeah, WWE's like the farming for talent for like movies and shit now, or like action oriented movies usually. But Dave Bautista's somebody that even The Rock can't fucking...
Honestly, to be perfectly honest, I think that Dave Bautista is a better actor than the fucking Rock.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
100 fucking
Dude,
percent.
he broke because you would expect these motherfuckers to be in action movies,
You know what's
right?
funny?
Yeah.
Like with him in Guardians of the Galaxy and 007, I think the best role he's ever played was that little 10-minute spot he had in fucking
Blade Runner. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was also in that other movie where like he had to kill his family, or like he had to help somebody kill a family because if these people didn't die.
That was the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, he was in that too. I'm like, oh, I was interested in seeing that movie because I'm like, well, that's something I didn't expect that motherfucker to.
Was it in that sequel or the spin-off of Knives Out movie?
Oh, yeah, I think he was, actually.
But, yeah, like just speaking to his acting abilities, it's like, okay, well, he's beyond the action genre itself. He's in psychological thrillers. He's in more serious, dramatic movies like Blade Runner 2049 and shit.
Yeah.
Like, he definitely broke the mold of being the strongest of the WWE talent that made it into acting.
And here's the other thing, too. Okay, when you look at The Rock's movies, it's basically The Rock in every single movie, right? He's just The Rock in playing a different name.
How are you supposed to
every fucking movie?
How are you supposed to make me believe this motherfucker is the average Joe? Average Joe when he's 6'5" or whatever, however fucking tall he is.
I mean, I'll give him shit, but he did a really good job in Gridiron Gang.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
No, nobody's saying it ain't, but the movie where he had to climb like a tower and he's like some retired fucker.
Okay, you got to be more specific than that because he climbs a lot of fucking towers.
Well, this movie was like, wasn't it in a remake where like he has to go up this entire building to fight some boss or some shit, or you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh man, it's some weird movie, but anyways.
Rampage?
Huh?
Rampage.
Not Rampage, no. But
on a side note, that was a great game, horrible movie.
Yeah, man, I love those games, man. Those Rampage games, Rampage World Tour.
Oh man, Rampage 2 World Tour or Universal
I
Tour?
had that shit on the Sega, Sega Genesis, I think, or is the N64? I can't remember. And I just remember climb the wall. It was like methodical, like climb this building, hit every floor. Okay, now go on the other side. I can eat that human. Break every wall. Okay, cool. Now next building. Punch this. Eat that human. And like, it was the same thing every level, and I loved every second of it.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then also when you get the power ups and you could just destroy buildings with one button.
One button. Bloop. Yeah. Oh man, those.
But yeah, dude, The Rock being an actor, convincing people that he's just an average Joe that's 6'5", probably on HGH, like roided out as shit. I don't know, man. Like every fucking role is him. I don't know, man.
I hate to say it too, but I kind of feel like John Cena is the same way as well. I think in a lot of the things that he's in, it's just John Cena playing. It's John, like Peacemaker, which that's a great show, but it's John Cena as Peacemaker. Like it's just John Cena being Peacemaker. That's all it is. Like he's not playing the character.
What about that one fucking movie with that chick from Parks and Rec and the other chick from Saturday Night Live and The Office? I think the one with Tracy Morgan and Alec Baldwin, where they were like
30 Rock.
30 Rock, yeah. Tina Fey. And that chick from Parks and Rec, Leslie, who plays Leslie Knope. Like they're like party girls or whatever.
Oh, and then they go on a date with him in the movie?
No, he's the drug dealer.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I got everything you need. I got weed, crack, coke, Molly, her sister Sally. He goes, this. I even got Flintstones edibles.
Yeah.
He's got like every drug. It was just like the way he was just saying shit was just fucking. It was great, but at the same time, like.
Oh, it's just John Cena.
I can see John Cena just saying that shit for like one of those behind the scenes fucking things, like backstage interviews.
Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, Batista definitely is for sure the strongest of the WWE turned actor guys.
Well, he's the best actor. I won't say he's the strongest because I'm sure The Rock might be stronger than him. Because Batista, he doesn't work out anymore.
I don't know, man. I think Batista could still take him. Have you seen him do jiu-jitsu, man? He's
No, in actual fight. I mean actual strength.
Oh, like if they were to like just
like
lift,
an arm wrestling
like,
contest or an actual game of mercy.
I don't know, man. I think Batista could. I think Batista's got that dog in him, and I think The Rock's gotten soft. I think he's fucking.
No, The Rock's been soft. I don't think Batista cares. I don't think he cares enough to let that dog out.
I don't know, man. I think if it was like The Rock and him, I think he would. I think
No,
he'd
because
fucking
they'd be
let him
like,
out.
"Hey, you still want to do movies, right? You better let me win."
Nah, I think he'd be like, "Bitch, I don't need you to make movies."
Didn't tell me,
Man.
shit, I needed him to make movies.
Well, at least he would have won, though.
All right.
He hasn't done shit since then, though.
Who?
Since Guardians 3 just.
No, he
came
was
out.
in fucking Dune. He was in fucking.
Oh yeah, he's in Dude.
He's great
about
when
that.
he's in the fucking. He plays the House Arrakis guy. Like I don't remember what that dude's name is, but I just know, man, Batista fucking played the shit out of that guy.
I saw this one thing online. It's like, man, I don't like this fucking movie, man. Like, I like the way people were talking about how the 80s movie was done and shit. And he's like, I don't know, this movie just seems too trippy for me. You haven't seen the original Dune either, have you?
The spice must flow.
Yeah, I like that movie. I think that movie was good. The new one.
Let's be honest, you can only get through the first one if you're fucking high.
The original movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. The '80s one. Oh yeah, that's the only way.
Like, it's not coincidental that when this movie became popular, acid was the trend on the streets.
Yeah. I mean, that movie was like fucking 6 hours long too, or whatever.
Yeah.
It was fucking extremely long.
So was this one though too, but at least this one
Well,
they
it was
broke
like
it up.
2.5 hours.
They broke it up.
Yeah. Well, they turned it into 2 or 3 potentially.
This is going to be an anthology, right? Like,
Yeah,
this
it's
is,
definitely gonna be like it's gonna be the new Star Wars.
It's going to be like a
9 movies. Yeah.
movie. Yeah, okay.
Which is
and
I'm
this,
cool with that.
next one is going to be the Empire Strikes Back of Dune.
Oh yeah, it's
Nice.
gonna be way better. It's gonna be the best one.
I might have to
You
actually
ever notice
watch
that whenever a movie goes dark, they say it's the Empire Strikes Back of it?
Well, yeah, because that was I think the first kind of mainstream trilogy
Godfather.
that did that.
It was always
No,
dark.
that was before. This happened before the Godfather, though.
Yeah.
Dune?
No, Star Wars.
Star Wars?
Because you were saying like, oh, it's everything. Everybody says when a movie turns dark, like a trilogy or something turns dark, it's like, oh, this is the Empire Strikes Back of this.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Because that was, I think, the first kind of mainstream trilogy that,
Where the bad guys won.
yeah, like the bad guy. Because the bad guys rarely won. In
Even
those
nowadays,
movies.
like even in the Marvel movies, the bad guys didn't really win until Endgame. I mean, Infinity Wars.
And then he wins at the end, and then they make a whole nother movie where they undo his fucking win. So, yeah, the bad guys don't really get to win that
Yeah,
much.
Luke never gets that hand back.
That's true.
We all know he never had kids, so we all know he ripped his dick off like a hot dog.
He didn't fucking practice on a hot dog first.
He didn't use his cybernetic hand. He used his fucking...
He's the Force.
Yeah, man. Maybe this is a topic for the Star Wars podcast, but
How did Luke jerk off?
like
Well,
if you had the
there's-
Force, would you ever need to touch your dick again? Because you could just think it and just
There's this fucking web show called Deep Space 69. And towards one of the later seasons, the guy's a playboy. He fucks a different chick in every episode.
yeah.
And they had one where she was a recurring character, and she ended up being Darth Vader's daughter. And she ends up becoming like a Sith apprentice, whatever. And she's about to kill him, and then he starts pulling out the trunk. He goes, "Don't make," and he starts choking him. No, don't. I can get it harder. Oh god damn, you can get it harder. He goes, "Oh yeah, really?" And then she starts doing this, and he's like, "Oh."
That's pretty funny. So
So getting back on the subject
Yeah,
of
of-
Adam
of-
Copeland,
Oh yeah, this is wrestling.
what do you think are the ramifications for Adam Copeland showing up? And because this is, I think, gonna indirectly and directly affect Christian Cage, dude.
oh
Yeah, we
yeah.
were talking about this earlier. Like, if they're smart, they won't put them together.
Yeah, I don't think they should. That's
Maybe down the road, yes, because if they want to,
Maybe as like if both of them are going to retire after this, yes, they should have a stint as tag team champions.
yes, that
One last time.
yes,
Yeah.
towards the end of the road for both of us, so
Yeah.
they can retire peacefully and have their thing, and then they give up the titles to somebody else and
Yeah,
go on
yeah.
their backs, and then that'd be cool. But they can't do that right away.
right. Well, maybe this is them setting it up.
Maybe they can set up for Christian to have a whole. I lived in your shadow. This is my time, and now you're following me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could go with that angle. Yeah,
I think that would be cool because Christian's always been that whole.
the second fiddle.
Yeah. And I think that maybe they're just setting that up with, okay, if they have him and the FTR doing something together, and then maybe he starts some shit with Christian, right? And then Christian's just like, or Christian starts shit with him maybe and says like, why are you fucking here? Like he does the whole thing like Frank said. And then they have a fucking battle feud. And then at the end of the battle feud,
Christian comes out on top. Hopefully he does.
well, no, they don't even do that. They just swerve and they start a feud with the Revival because the two of them were in cahoots the whole fucking time.
Look, I get that angle, but I would really just want to watch a no holds barred match between them where they just fuck each other up, like as if this is 20 years of repressed hatred coming out in this one match.
Well, at least from Christian's side.
And then at the end, have no winner. Have them both fuck each other so much that the match has to.
It kind of should have been that match.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it kind of could have been that match that what should have been at WrestleMania when it was Randy Orton versus Edge in that no holds barred match. Yeah. That's what that should have been, but it wasn't.
This is more impactful.
It is more impactful than that.
Plus their history.
That's what I'm saying. Well, Randy Orton and Edge had a history too, but
it wouldn't have worked for that Randy Orton match as well as it would work for this if they put Christian and Edge against each other. And a no holds barred, like literally fuck each other up to the point of they can't even recognize each other, and they're both done. They both collapse. There's nothing left. There's no clear winner. The match has to end that way.
And then they go on and realize that they should have never been apart from each other, that they needed each other the whole time, and then they go on one last run. Tag team champions.
It has to come down later like that, like maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, because you don't recover from that kind of a hatred right away.
Yeah, like the kayfabe.
Yeah.
Must play out.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying it happens immediately.
You literally said immediately they realize.
No, I did. And then they realize, I didn't say when, but whatever.
Also, I think what would be nice for Adam Copeland is if he doesn't have to be in any title picture at all, but he's just got a feud with like the next set of guys that should be the top talent of like AEW coming up. Yeah. Like if Darby Allin could get a win, I know he's one of the 4 pillars of AEW, but it'd be nice if he got a win on fucking Edge. Like that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or I'm trying to think of other people that like if Jay White could be somebody that got a win over Edge, like that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Ricky Starks could use a win.
Definitely benefit from that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, there's enough people there that he could play with or create a storyline with.
Yeah.
Before he even gets like a trios thing with like FTR, like just hash it, just battle it out with all these like faces within the company, and then you can get some of the shit that you want to do or whatever. Well, maybe he might actually enjoy like just squaring off with people that he's never been with in the ring and just building them up as like the next top talent, I suppose.
Right, and that's to me, that's what you're kind of supposed to do when you get to this point in your career. I mean, Edge is in his 50s now, so you know.
And keep in mind, they said he is supposed to be full time, so this isn't a part time gig for him. This is going to be like him every week showing up. So
he literally buried something because they had to get rid of somebody to make room for him.
Well, maybe, yeah, imagine.
Yeah, well, obviously, if he's going to be there every week, yeah, he's taking somebody's TV time for sure. But hey, whatever, they're paying for it, so I guess you got to utilize them in whatever way you can.
Yeah, I think the
how much do you think his contract is?
Probably not nowhere near.
Definitely
like,
not. Yeah, not near.
Year. But it's just the freedom to do what he wants, and like maybe he's getting something. What if he's getting like 75% of what he got at WWE, but he basically he has all creative control of what he
wants to do. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that could be
because it's not for the money. I imagine
in WWE he was making $1.2 million a year.
1.2 million a year.
1.45, 1.2 in 2019. In 2020 it was 1.45, and then in 21 it was 1.3, and then 22 it was 1.5.
All right, I'm thinking he's making like $500K in AEW.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like probably about right.
Or 750, like 500 to 750K is probably what he's making, and then all creative control, and you can do all the shit that you want as far as like appearances go for like conventions and Not that he would ever appear in any other promotion, but if he wanted to,
dude.
What?
His contract with the WWE ended the day before his debut in AEW.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was just an immediate fucking like swerve that they just.
yeah, and he was trying to like sell it that he's like, oh, I don't know, like, you know, my contract is up and I'm gonna review what I was thinking. Motherfucker, like, you were already plotting what you wanted to do probably a month in advance or maybe even more. Like, you were probably already talking to Tony Khan about what you wanted to do for the future, because, I mean, why not take the chance to find out what, like, the other what's it like from the other side, dude? Like, because, you know, the FTR guys, I don't remember all their names, but one of them being, was it Dax Harwood?
Yeah.
Dax Harwood. And
they say that one of the biggest perks he had for coming to the AEW was being able to contribute. Since he wanted to help and be really able to do that and have the opportunity to be able to do that. And then he even went to goes, driven by challenges, for me was the biggest thing. I'd never been in the ring with Samoa Joe. I never stood in the ring with Sting before tonight. I see Nick Wayne swerve, and there are so many possibilities for me here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good if that's the, you know, the attitude that he's taking towards coming here, and doesn't seem like he's going to be a fucking diva about it, you know, and not like a wrestling diva, but, you know, like, he's not going to be all fucking whiny and be like, no, I wanted this and that. Oh, if you guys want to beat me, this is bullshit. Hopefully that's not the case. And like I said, I don't think that he is that type of dude, so I think that this is probably going to be good, and maybe the reason why he was beating everybody in WWE is because that's what they wanted. Maybe he hadn't, and that's what he was saying with, he can contribute in a way that's meaningful, as opposed to in the WWE. Yeah, he's just beating people because to do it, because he's a name and they're fucking paying him, so they're gonna utilize it. So I don't know. I hope that's probably something that's gonna happen. I'm trying to find like what the pay he's getting here, but like there's not.
I don't think there's anything. There's no way to find out about that.
I mean, they said, yeah, he was offered that it was a $3 million contract when he re-signed in 2020 with the WWE. So, I mean, it was like $1 million something a year.
Yeah.
But, man, I don't know. He definitely isn't making that. That's for sure. So, I hope that...
I wonder how, like, he perceived what was happening with the live crowd with WWE versus AEW, because there's like a stark difference between audiences with like the WWE that, I don't know, man, most of the times they're flat. Like,
they're not into it.
The Judgment Day, like Dominic, somebody that they would boo incessantly and all that shit. For the most part, like, everybody has like lukewarm reactions in general, just like all the wrestlers. But AEW seems like
everyone's fucking rabid, dude.
The rabid fans, like,
that's where the marks go.
Yeah, that's where the fucking true wrestling fans. So I wonder if he saw that as well. Like, if he saw that as he made his debut, it's like, oh shit, this is what it feels like again to have that have like that reaction again, because. I mean, sure, he gets a warm reception with like WWE, but it wasn't like the fucking heydays when he was the top face or anything. But it's like, oh man, it feels like that once more, and like maybe he was looking for that. Maybe that's part of the reason why he left, is because he wanted to see, oh, what's it like from the other side? What is this environment gonna offer me? And
I think that's probably part of the motivation of what sent him over there too, was because fuck, man, if you can get. They always say, every wrestler always says it's like a drug, that fucking coming out to the curtain, and whether it's a good one or a bad one, whatever that reaction is so strong. That's like a drug. You want to get that every single fucking time, and you just chase it the whole career. Once you get it the first time, that's what you're chasing.
And I'm sure I'm not gonna lie, dude. I mean, as much as in kayfabe, like, Christian's face looked like he was kind of disgusted or like in appalled that his appearance, this motherfucker's in my domain once more. I
finally made a name for myself. Yeah, here he comes.
Yeah, and I think realistically, for them to be in the same company once more, I think is probably one of the things that he was probably looking forward to enjoying AEW as well. So like, there's the crowd reactions. It's Christian Cage. It's also him allegedly, what Frank said, contributing in ways that he could never possibly imagine in WWE.
Yeah.
So those are probably like the three main things that we can imagine for
How was
why.
he able to get back to wrestling, by the way? I thought his neck was broken.
Yeah, they said that he had some fucking procedure done or some new, I don't know, some new imaging or some new. There was something new that came out that he utilized that let him fix the problem. Same thing with Daniel Bryan or
I was about
whatever.
to say, yeah.
It was like the similar thing where, yeah, at the time, however many years prior, they didn't have this method to be able to fix whatever their fucking problem was. And then this new technology or whatever, this new procedure got developed over that time. And then they said, hey, if you want to wrestle again, we could fix your fucking neck. And then they say, oh, fuck, for real?
I thought
If Kurt Angle could have wrestled with a broken freaking neck, he could too.
I thought it was like something really odd that like he injured his spine or some shit. Or whatever. What was it that he actually injured, though?
It was his neck.
It was something in his neck.
Okay, so he didn't have feeling in his body for like the longest time, which he said
He wasn't at the point where he had to. They told him that if he continued, that he was going to become a quadriplegic or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever happened, like he said he got in some kind of, I don't know if it was like an accident or some shit or what happened, but he had a weird scenario that allowed him to have like sensation again, or it was like the numbness. Like he had numbness or something. Like it wasn't painful for him to wrestle or do things as far as like mobility goes. That I'm gonna have to look this up. So you guys carry this.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I was gonna say, Frank, he didn't just wrestle with a broken freaking neck. He won a gold fucking medal at the Olympics with a broken freaking neck.
Do you know how he broke his neck?
Who? Kurt Angle?
No.
Daniel Bryan?
No.
Edge?
What are we talking about?
I don't know. How do you break his neck? Doing wrestling?
So far, apparently, all the years of doing the spear weakened his
Oh,
neck.
fuck. So, that
So
was-
like
And
because every
then-
time,
In a match with Eddie Guerrero body slammed him into the ladder and then frog splashed him while he was on top of it, and that did it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of unfortunate because Eddie Guerrero was, as far as we know, is one of the
safest fucking guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to be safe on a ladder.
Yeah, that's true.
that's true.
It's anything
So was
happens.
that-
That's a tall ask to
Yeah.
be safe.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's more the chair. It's more the I have the tape. No,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's the ladder this time.
It's the fucking ladder's fault. Fuck the ladder. Fuck all ladders.
it's kind
So,
of like
did it say how he fixed it?
Well, no, I'm working on it. I'm
How
working.
you broke it?
Oh. So,
Because it came out of nowhere. Like nobody knew.
yeah, and then all of a sudden it was like the next day they were like
retired.
he was, and that's one of the things too when something like that happens to these guys and they're just so emotional when they have to fucking stop doing it. And again, it's because it's like you're taking away the crackhead's crack. Like you can't have it. And it's like, man, it's something they love to do.
I know he did in that speech say, "Well, now that I no longer have to be in tight leggings for my career, I can finally go home and just fucking eat ice cream."
I mean, that's true. But I mean, the WWE was cool because they kept him around and had him do shows and shit. And like, they're still paying him during that time for.
Wasn't even that guy he used to wrestle in NXT, but then he had an injury and became a commentator? Billy Graves or something like that?
Corey Graves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Same thing. I think it was some kind of neck or spinal thing.
Is he still commentating or is he done?
Yeah, no, he still commentates. And then they brought in fucking, what's his name? That Pat McAfee fucking.
Really?
Yeah, that guy's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah,
like,
his fucking TikToks are hilarious.
the fucking he's been commentating for them for a while, but when he was in the NFL, they were showing some of the fucking shit. I was watching some TikTok that was showing all of his like most ridiculous plays, and there is literally one where he onside kicks it and recovers it himself,
Yeah,
and it was it's the coolest fucking thing. And then at the end, he literally stands up and he just does a bow. He just fucking, I'm like, that's classy right there. I like that. But
Was he a kicker or a punter?
I think he was a punter, actually, or no? Well, is that who kicks the
Kicker does the field goal on the and then the punter just does the punts.
Well, it wasn't. He did like the after like when you do the kickoff, like he did the kicker.
yeah.
Is that the kicker? So then that's probably what it was. I don't know if he was the field goal kicker, but he definitely just did that. So pretty funny. But anyways, so
I don't know. I just see that something about him taking some kind of spill on his like mountain bike or some shit, and he
it
said
fixed it.
No, well, I mean, I guess he felt fine from that injury. Like his spine wasn't any worse for it.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh well, if I survived that. He's like, maybe I can get back in the ring, and it's like he went to
They
different
checked him out.
different doctors, and he's like, oh shit, maybe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe I don't think the technology for them to image it was good enough. So that's when they said, oh, hey, like now we can see inside there, and oh yeah, where before they were just speculating. Oh yeah, like now we can for sure see, and yeah, you should be all right. You know, I mean, obviously he's been doing it and hasn't had any problems.
Dude, I remember listening to some interview because there's like all these if you type in like in YouTube like Adam Copeland or Edge interviews, there's a lot of people that are like either wrestling podcasts or whatever that have featured a number of people like Paul Heyman and like Rob Van Dam, and Edge was one of them. And I remember specifically like listening to one of these interviews and him saying that he had some kind of freak accident that allowed him to have like sensation in his whole body once more.
It
like,
unimpinged the fucking nerve that was pinched.
Whatever was going on. But like I said, that's off the top of my memory, and I'd have to find that interview again. But I know there's probably an article. I just don't want to waste your guys' time to research it. But anyways, the fact that he's been able to get back in the ring at all is like extremely surprising, because I think a lot of people, whether that was like Bryan Danielson or even Edge, where they believe themselves to be having like life-threatening injuries where they could. This is like life or career-ending stuff, and for them to like be doing it at 50 years old is fucking insane. So it is cool to see Edge, or rather Adam Copeland, in AEW. I mean, it's very strange to hear Metalingus from Alter Bridge debut on AEW. It's like it was. I mean, it was cool, but it was just. I'm like, oh man, this is so strange. This is like fucking Batman debuting on fucking Marvel or something. But I mean, like I said, it's a welcome new change, I suppose. That. Yeah, I want to see what happens. I'm definitely intrigued.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how it goes down.
You think we'll ever see somebody like The Rock on AEW or something like that?
I don't think we'll ever see The Rock back in wrestling again.
But I'm just saying, like, even like just for like, we'll give you $14 million just to make a one-day appearance.
Oh, to make a match?
Man. Hell yeah, he would.
To make a match, just to come out and talk.
Oh, then hell yeah. If they offered him fucking ridiculous money, yeah, he'd do it.
Yeah.
Isn't he still on a Legends contract though?
With the WWE, I don't think he's on anything with them, to be honest with you.
I think another writer's strike will have to conveniently happen for him to appear
in
the
right now?
Yeah, because
isn't it over? Didn't they settle it?
Yeah, well, that was the hold up for him not working. Right? Is like he can't make movies, so it's like, you know what? I need a quick paycheck. Let me just stop by the.
But then here's the other thing: he's made so much fucking money over the last however many years.
He was the highest paid actor for a very long time.
I believe he's got his deal with Under Armour. He's got the energy drink.
It's never enough, bitch.
The XFL.
Yeah, that's true. He's got the XFL, which is legitimate now. It's actually the legitimate minor leagues of fucking football.
All right. Well, maybe it's not so much the money. It's just to keep his
do
brand.
Something.
It's to keep his brand relevant.
Yeah, I mean that could be. Either
much
way,
like John Cena, dude. It's like,
either way, if they paid him, he'd fucking do it.
Yeah,
100%. There's no fucking doubt.
If somebody gave you $30 million to say, "Hey, AEW,"
what
was the last WrestleMania we had?
I don't know, 30 something.
Okay.
30, 34, 5, 7, 8, 9.
Maybe it's 30.
Is it 40? Fuck.
I don't know if it's 40, but I don't know. We got WrestleMania.
Was it 39? Is 40 next year? Because was the first WrestleMania in 1984?
Maybe, yeah. I think it is 40, yeah.
Fuck,
it's
man.
WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania Liberty Bell now.
That's right, yeah. Because it's in Philadelphia. Yeah. So when they come back to California, is it going to be the California Bear?
Yeah.
Like, WrestleMania California Bear.
Fucking
Sacramento.
WrestleMania Sesame Street. Fucking Big Bird versus Undertaker.
Yeah. Damn, that'd be cool to see. Seriously though, the next time that AEW fucking comes out here, I want to go, because they've been saying that they're supposed to come. In 2020, they were supposed to come to Ontario.
They had one of their on TV pay-per-views at the Forum like 4 months ago, I think.
Yeah. I fucking wasn't paying attention, so I didn't fucking notice that until I fucking saw it, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But they were supposed to come out because the Young Bucks are from Rancho Cucamonga, so they've been saying that they want to come do something like a pay-per-view in the Ontario one. I'm gonna. So to me, I think we should go like whenever they come out here.
Yeah, I mean,
to see what it's about.
It would be like that place would be a good spot for AEW because it's they should just do it and see what happens.
It's like a mid-sized arena or whatever, and I think that obviously they're going to sell it out because they don't come out to Southern California really ever. I mean, they don't come out that often. They're doing the WCW thing where they kind of stay in the fucking South and like the West or the East Coast. I mean, like the Midwest. They're kind of hitting that hard. They're there a lot.
But why? I think it's just kind of like a money thing. Is that it probably costs too much to come out.
Well,
to the West
they're based out of Florida, so
if they're based out of there, then it makes sense that they stick to the Midwest. and because it's everything's a little bit closer. And it's cheaper. But also coming out here is hell expensive, and I get it. But also, who else would pay obscene amounts of money to come see like wrestling and shit? So
I mean,
like,
that's true.
Like, why not have it here? Like, why not have more events here?
I agree. And also, I was going to tell you, once my schedule switches over, I think we should start going to, like, on Saturdays, we should start going to, like, the PWG.
Where does PWG start or operate?
They do them, I think they're mainly out of some place that's, like, it's, like, in between, I forget what it's called. It's, like, some fucking town in the middle of, like, it's not Central California, but it's not Southern California anymore. It's like in the middle.
Like Chino?
No. It's like
it's closer to Los Angeles.
It's past LA.
Yeah, it's past Los Angeles.
I don't know why I said Chino, but like
Chino.
We're like Chico State or like
maybe like somewhere around there. Hold on, let me see PWG.
I'm looking that up right now.
Locations because they do shit in LA. Like it's not all the time. Like their general.
It used to be in Reseda.
Reseda?
Oh, okay.
And now
they moved.
Yeah, where is it now?
It's in LA now.
Oh, it's in LA now?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We should definitely go. Oh, yeah, the Globe Theater. Oh, shit. We should definitely go then.
The Globe Theater, yeah.
Because I've been to the Globe Theater. That's pretty cool.
Let's go to
Tickets are $650 if you have your own podcast.
It's how many?
$650 if you have a podcast.
Oh, man. How much is it if you don't have a podcast?
$10.
Oh, they're fucking us. Well, then we just pretend like we don't have a podcast then. And then we'll get it for $10.
This is CZW.
So front row, it's $100.
Jesus.
Opera box is $100 plus a $25 bar minimum.
Oh, so you got to spend $25 at the bar?
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Of the 100.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
For a box?
Yeah. Opera box. Yeah.
Wait, is the whole box 100? Or is it per person?
I think it's per person.
Oh,
well,
okay,
that's whack.
never mind.
If it was $100,
like $25,
yeah,
tickets will include a $25 ticket drink minimum charge by Globe Theater. The $25 fee must be paid directly to the Globe Theater upon entry, and it can be paid towards all purchases made during the event. Blah blah blah. Maybe it's for everything.
So, dude, if it's $100 we could get one other person to go with us, and that'd be fucking $25 a pop.
Yeah.
And we get our own box. That'd be fucking sweet as shit.
The fact that it has a 25 drink minimum makes me think it's $100 per person. I don't think you get your own box. I think you just get to sit in the box.
Oh, that's whack. That's not what a box is.
The fact that it's a $25 drink minimum, at the very least, each person has to pay that. Because that's what they're looking for.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you buy the box.
One drink is probably going to be like $12.
Yeah, well, I
so
mean,
it's like it's basically a
Kinda like
two-drink
when,
minimum.
Two-drink minimum,
me
yeah.
and what's his name went to go see Titus, and there was a $30 minimum drink, and we both ordered one drink and we're double that.
Fucking, it was $30 minimum?
Yeah.
Drink minimum? God damn.
How else are you supposed to enjoy a comedy show?
I guess that's true.
But anyway,
Suck my ass
general
on that.
admission's $80, and standing room is $80.
It's $80 is the same? God damn.
Right now for the next show on the 13th.
Well, that was August 13th. This
Yeah.
this is not updated because I'm looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
But interesting.
Well, this isn't really.
It's not relevant
much
to
of
what we're talking about, but
This isn't really sports entertainment worthy to just look up information about PWG.
We're talking about, we do it all the time.
no, that's true. So, anyways, definitely.
They have an event
Adam
coming
Copeland.
up.
What?
They have an event coming up.
All right. Well,
It's called the
looking.
Battle of Los Angeles.
When is it?
It just says 2023. That's all it says.
All right, whatever. Anyways, so back to the Edge thing. I am hopeful that this is going to be a good thing. It's even though it's again, it's
Never mind.
nostalgia, same old shit, right? Like we always complain about, but we get to see the same old shit used in a different way. Because like you said, he's never fought Samoa Joe. He's never fought Sting. He's never fucking done anything with fucking Ricky Starks that I believe. He's never done anything with Sammy Guevara. There's probably a ton of dudes here. Darby Allin. There's a ton of guys that he's never done anything with. And I would love to see them do some new shit with him.
Sorry,
As long as he doesn't go over like fucking 70%.
Excessively? Yeah, I think that would be acceptable.
I know this is the wrong podcast, but I think this Pokemon best represents the CUP podcast. This is Magneton.
Magneton?
Yeah.
Which one's that? The magnet one?
It's the 3 Magnemites that fuse together. So the description is that the Magnetites get together and their brains linked, and they become their brains become joined,
And they become stupider? Is that?
they don't become smarter.
Oh, so that sums it up. If you want to hear us talk about geopolitics, you can listen to us on the Central
Well, it's not
Intelligence
just
Podcast.
Well, not just
It's current
geopolitics.
events
It's
in
just
general.
uneducated thoughts.
Yeah, it's dumb shit by dumb guys.
Yeah, it's very uneducated opinions on current events, usually world events, politically driven usually,
Yeah.
or geopolitically aligned, or whatever. you
Yeah.
want.
It's fun time. You should listen.
Yeah.
What's
But-
his name? The guy that played Gimli, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just thought about this because remember, because I just saw a poster for a convention with a wrestler. I think it was Virgil, and then he was also going to be there. And I was reading a story about that they used to that they fucked with Peter Jackson because apparently that fool lost his middle finger in an accident or some shit. So for the movies, they gave him
Prosthetic finger.
I guess he didn't know about that, Peter Jackson. So he came up to him and says, "Hey man, I think I got hurt." And he would slice the thing. He sliced the thing open and put ketchup on shell to make it look like blood.
Yeah.
And he's like, let's get the medic here. If we can get the medic here, the medic.
That's pretty funny.
I just
Anyways.
saw that shit. I was like, that's some shit. Like that's some wrestling shit.
Hey, that's kayfabe right there. That's wrestling. That's fucking. That's funny.
Yeah, and we will be hosting a wrestling event on February 29th. Please be on the lookout for that. That's a fucking joke, you fucking idiots.
Don't fucking say it's a joke. February 29th, 2024. We will be. Wait, it's still a.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that actually is.
Wait a minute.
That is a
Remember
leap
when I
year, isn't it?
graduated Huh?
Is it a leap year?
It's
Shit.
It's
Remember when I graduated from college and you helped me make that fake certificate for the teacher?
Yeah.
I remember one of the things was, and because of the outstanding work you did, every 5th week of February you will get a free Sunday at Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
Yeah, February 30th, our wrestling event is happening.
Yeah, February 30th. Yeah, let's say that. February 30th. Yeah, February
And then,
29th,
of course-
2024 is.
And of course,
is
on the
leap
31st
year.
will be our podcast to review it.
Yeah, of course. Immediately the next day. So, anyways, all right. Well, whatever. You got anything else?
Second will be a tournament.
I'm cautiously optimistic about what they will do with Edge and AEW.
Yeah.
I'm not having any sort of high expectations. I just hope that they do not bury the people that are already at AEW that have been doing a fine and dandy job. Just don't bury these people, dude.
You
That's
know,
all I could say. Please don't bury these people.
If Tony Khan was listening to this right now, I'm sure he would be rubbing his hands together and saying, I'm gonna. You can't stop me. I'll do what I want.
I'm gonna do what everybody tells me because I'm a fan of, or because he's such a what do you call it? Oh my god!
Fucking pushover?
Yeah, he's a push. I was like trying to think of the word, dude. Yeah, the motherfucker is the Eric Bischoff of fucking AEW, dude.
Damn, literally. All right, well, I think it's a good spot to end it.
That's
Unless
not
you got
nice.
anything else.
Please let us go to your events. We love you, Tony Khan.
Hey, if Tony Khan ever wanted to be on a shitty wrestling podcast, I mean, we would definitely should be first in line to get him on here.
That sounds shitty.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wasn't implying we were good in any way, but if you wanted to be on a
I
shitty
wanted to make sure
podcast,
that wasn't implied.
no, it's not. I mean, I think he would know what he was getting into, So
We'll gladly we'll gladly take nosebleed seats at any AEW event just to be
shit,
in the
nosebleeds.
door.
I'll fucking take a
Those seats
goddamn.
from the Boston, the Red Sox, where it's just the steel pipe.
The steel beam.
Yeah, I'll take one of those. That's fine. I mean, just to be there, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Or was it Ready to Rumble where they also had the fucking pipes on them?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
okay. real quickly,
Yeah.
that movie
It's amazing.
they need that match. I don't know what that match was called,
The triple deck match?
It's the triple deck steel cage.
dude.
I don't think there's any way to make that safe.
I don't care.
I don't care what it.
You know who should be in it? John
John
fucking
Moxley.
Moxley.
Yeah. All right. That's,
all right.
Yeah. That's the end.
That's
of
the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
John Moxley.
You know what they should do for him? Like, just have him like, you know what? I'm gonna go do some crazy shit right now, and just every other like episode, just have him be in his garage, just hammering shit. Oh, they're not ready for this. Don't get ready for this. And that's his debut. Was that match? The
triple.
Yeah. All right. February 30th, 2024, at the Game Rage Wrasslin pay-per-view, John Moxley will be fighting somebody in a triple deck steel cage match.
Yeah.
All right. That's what's gonna happen.
Yes, they need to bring that back.
Stay tuned.
That was another wonderful, amazing, powerful episode of the Game Rage Wrasslin podcast. And take it from me, ladies and gentlemen, the natural lad, Jet Swag. If there's one podcast, one show you should be listening to, that you should be absolutely grateful for, it's the Game Rage Wrasslin podcast. And one of the things you can do to show your appreciation for all the hard work and dedication that these boys put out day in, day out, just for you people, it's that you can go and you can subscribe and you can like and follow them on the Instagram and the TikTok at Game Rage Magazine. You can also follow them and like them and subscribe to them on the old Twitter, which I don't know what it's called now, but who cares? It's at Game Rage Mag there. Additionally, if you feel the need to really show your appreciation, which you should, then go to their website at www.GameRageMagazine.com and show us some love. Show them some love. And show some love for the natural lad, Jet Swag.